13 love, 13 knowledge, 13 wisdom, 13 respect. This is your creation 13. Today we're going to be talking about dynamic resistance and what that is and how it helps you learn how to push and pull energy, right? Just like with the raising of hands, we were learning through will and intent how to receive energy and let energy out based upon your will and intent, right? And then with energy work, you also want to learn how to push and pull. And that's where dynamic resistance comes into play, because you really begin to identify how to pull energy in and pull energy out using dynamic resistance. So basically how I learned about dynamic resistance was through DDP Yoga, Diamond Dallas Page. He was a wrestler, now Hall of Famer. And basically what happened is he hurt his back, I believe that's what happened. And he ended up going to physical therapy. His ex-wife told him about yoga. And he's like, I don't want to go to yoga. But he ended up going to yoga, and he put two and two together with physical therapy and yoga, and he created DDP Yoga. But he also added YRG workouts, which uses dynamic resistance of using your body as a weight, right? And basically what you do is you tighten all your muscles and you allow it where there's resistance, right? So you're trying to push down and you can't. So you're able to use it as a weight. So you keep it firm and then you just go up and down, up and down. And that allows you to use your own body as weight. And you can actually tone yourself up. If you have no weights, just use dynamic resistance, right? And just make sure it stays firm. Make sure you're pushing on your arm, and as long as it's not going nowhere, that's dynamic resistance. And you use that going up and going down. Just make sure it stays firm. Push it down using your other arm, and that is dynamic resistance. Now this becomes real important through energy work, right? Because you're going to also learn how to pull energy and push energy, right? Pull energy, use the dynamic resistance, see? Use the dynamic resistance, pull and push. Pull and push. And it's very fascinating. And when you learn about energy and when you start doing meditation, deep meditation, and spiritual practices, your palms, you'll actually start feeling little vortexes. And a lot of times people have the itching effect, like their palms will just start itching right at the center. It's because your energy body, your spirit body, is been activated. So it's your body's trying to tell you, your light body's trying to tell you, hey, it's time to learn how to do this energy work. So then you have to start learning how to push and pull the energy, right? Just like with the raising of hands in the previous video, you're doing the same thing, right? You're either releasing the energy or you're receiving the energy. And through your will and intent, whether you're receiving or sending, it's going to be the energy you're pulling out there, right? It's very fascinating, and we're not taught this stuff. You can learn this stuff through gurus and other spiritual teachers, and you can spend years in their classes, schools, but if you learn these simple techniques now, you can begin to figure it out for yourself, right? If you're familiar with my channel, Christ is my Rock Foundation, and I go by what he said, right? That I was taught and trained by the Creator. I only go to the Creator for information, knowledge, wisdom, and training and teaching, things of that nature within you, right? I am the way, the truth, and the life, right? You go within you. Christ is your guide, your lifeline to the Creator. You're learning within you, right? And I'll tell you where I've learned this stuff. So dynamic resistance, learned from DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. And with energy work, I put two and two together. So when I was doing the DDP yoga, I was like, wow, this is energy techniques, right? This allows you to flow the energy to you and away from you, right? Because this is the main energy source. There's a lot of things that you can use with your hands, right? But it's a lot more than that, because you can use energy through your feet, right? My sock's all dirty because I'm outside, but you can use the energy the same way. You got the same exact current as the palm of your hand through your feet. Same thing. You got a spiral, and when you activate your energy body, same thing. You're going to feel an itchy sensation right in the middle of your feet. Bizarre ever, but you can use the same thing. Dynamic resistance of pushing down and pulling up. Now it's a little different. Don't hurt your legs, right? You don't want to be pushing down too far, because you will actually hurt your bones within your legs. So you got to learn to practice in that middle ground, right? So learning how to push and pull with energy. The feet's a little different. Hands are a lot easier because we move our hands a lot more freely than we can with our legs, right? So it's very interesting. So yeah, so the push and pull. So again, dynamic resistance. You want to keep it where you can't push it down or towards you, right? You got to keep it tight. And then you can use it for weights, then energy as well. So same thing with the will and intent. What do you want to send out, right? Or want to send love, healing, restoration. Then you're going to twist just like a spiral, because you're going to activate it, right? Once you learn how to activate the energy, you'll turn it on, create a spin, and then release it out using dynamic resistance, right? And you'll just pull it wherever you need it to go. And then you'll use your pineal gland, right? Your third eye, as your will and intent, as your focus. And then you can just do it that way. Same thing pulling in, right? You're dragging the energy to you, and then you can allow it to flow, and then flow through your being as well, charge as well. And there's many different techniques you can use as well. Dynamic resistance is the best way to do it, because you're going to need to have the flow, right? Same with Bruce Lee. I think is a good one to look into, because he used dynamic resistance as well. And he just, that's basically what you're doing when you're doing different techniques. Like if you're pushing your body around, you're still using dynamic resistance, because you're pulling your body, but you're also tightening, so then you create that force, right? I ain't no expert in terms of martial arts, but I do know that that's what you do, right? You move your legs, your hips in a certain way, and it's whatever you want it to do. So if you want the full impact of the fist, right, you're going to want to use, but make sure all the energy goes to your fist and things of that nature. It's really hard to do this on camera instead of in person, but you get the general idea of it. So dynamic resistance, try it. Use it as a basic workout, right? You can get the blood flowing and working with dynamic resistance. Like I said, make sure that it is solid, right? And that you get all your muscles tightened, so then you can use dynamic resistance. And use that with your legs. Same thing, just make sure it doesn't move or down, and it's the same exact thing. And then you don't need no weights, right? You're doing the basic energy and exercises to get the blood flowing and working. And there's so many different techniques you can use, man. It is so bizarre, but very easy, right? I don't know of anybody else who could teach you these simple techniques, but I'm sharing this with you guys now. So give it a try. Dynamic resistance, use it as an exercise, use it as an energy tool. Learn how to pull and push the energy, use a dynamic resistance, and just be creative with it, right? And just learn how energy works, especially outside. Like there's a breeze and a wind, you can grab the wind and you just begin to feel one with it. Bruce Lee said, "Be water," right? Be like water. There's energy, there's synergy. The air, there's currents that push through the wind. Learn how to do that as well. Creating your personal current and frequency around you will create some amazing results for you as well. So that's pretty much it. I don't really need to get up for this exercise. So yeah, I mean, I can show you real quick. Let me do that real quick, and then I will be out of here. And just be creative with it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, neighbors might think you're a little weird, but it doesn't matter what they think, right? Because you're learning how to activate the light body, right? Um, you're learning what has not been taught to you. You can learn through you. That's what's important. Christ taught me a lot of these things as well, and just studying different techniques from around the world, trying to find out exactly what's taking place, right? And how to activate energy, synergy. Again, we're all magi's at the end of the day. We're all creators at the end of the day, right? And that's ultimately important to learn about that, because that is part of our sovereign state of being as well. And that's what's been taken away from us. So yeah. So hopefully you learned something from this. Give it a try. Again, you can use this stuff for good and evil. And we've already been taught the evil, so it's time to start teaching people how to do this for good. And send that out to the ethers, send that out to the world. So, love, honor, respect, love yourself, keep shining bright, and I'll talk to you all later.